What's up, everybody? How you doing, man? Season 2 of In the Blender, episode 2. I apologize for not having a episode last week, but the flu got the best of me. But I will be making up. I will be doing a doubleheader this Thursday. Hopefully, Mr. Polk is one of them, and I'm still working on the second guest. But we have a lot of guests lined up for season 2, and this next guest, we'll introduce him when we come back. Yeah. Coño.
I know you heard me on the radio flexing. She loved the sound of my voice, it's the best thing. Daydreaming of the jazz all day. Pick up the phone late night with Larry K. I know you heard me on the radio flexing. She loved the sound of my voice, it's the best thing. Daydreaming of the jazz all day. Pick up the phone late night with Larry K.
Now, this next guest, I remember him vividly. We first met on Larry L. We were talking about. Thank you, Phil, man. Appreciate you, Costanosa. What's up, Costanosa? Thank you, man. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. So anyway, I met him on Larry L's, and we were talking about Jimmy Garoppolo, and we were talking back and forth. He thought I took it personal because I was loud, and I told him that, listen, the only reason I'm loud is because I'm Cuban, and I found out later on that day he's Cuban as well. So, I mean, ever since then, we've been thick as thieves, and he supported me in this channel since day one, and whatever I've done since day one, and I return the same for him. He's a frequent guest on the Dolphins After Dark. He's a frequent co-host on the Smoke Lounge, and is one of the best members of the Fins Tailgate. Mi hermano, Luis Amador. What's going on, man?
Shake, what's going on, bro?
Yeah, ya
Good.
tú sabes. How you been, my brother?
Chilling, bro. Chilling. Another day living, so it's always a good time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So let's just recap real quick. I remember. Do you remember that day on Larry L, man?
Absolutely. I remember it quite well, Shake. As many people know, right? When you get on these platforms or panels or whatever, people have disagreements or agreements, however the conversation's going. And we got into, I would say, a heated debate about Jimmy Garoppolo. And, to your point, once I found out you were Cuban, I know why your voice raised. You figured out I was Cuban, my voice raised. And, that's just how we talk, bro. But out of that, I would say we have a bond now of mutual respect. And, everything's been good, man. Shake, I definitely value you as a friend. And I'm glad I could sit here and call you a friend. So
That's the same
out,
here, man.
out of that one heated debate became a beautiful, beautiful friendship.
Oh yeah. And listen, one thing I like to tell people that we're like Cubans are like the Russians of the Latino community. What I mean by that is, we sound angry all the time, and there's a bunch of communists. So
Yeah, 1000%. Listen, I in a young age, everybody, in a Cuban household, everybody screaming, trying to talk over each other. So that's why you'll see me on panels and I start screaming, or what sounds like me screaming or talking over somebody. It's just product of your environment, right? The way you're raised. I got a Cuban wife now. Her family's absolutely huge and stuff. And it's like, we'll go over there and, bro, there's 9 different conversations going and everybody trying to scream over the next person. So it's just how we move, man. It's a blessing and a curse.
yeah, no doubt. Well, here's the thing. I don't know about your dad, but my dad, whenever, like, say for instance, if I did something wrong, the first thing he would say when he tried to correct me is, "Hey, dumbass, did you know how to do this?" Like, no, Dad, I don't know how to. You know what I mean? We just we go back and forth being sarcastic with one another. Of course, you know, my dad didn't like it when I was sarcastic with him, so it was a one-way
Uh,
street in that
oh,
direction. You know what I mean?
absolutely, absolutely. Me and my dad were the same way. More when I was younger, he used to give me the business, and now that I'm older and head of my household with kids and stuff now, I can give it back to him a little bit. He's kind of gotten a little bit softer in his old age, and I guess I've taken the torch. But
Yeah.
absolutely, Shay.
Well, the way I see my dad treating the grandkids, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? He's a little calmer with the grandkids than he is with us. You know what I'm saying? Well,
Bro,
with your
absolutely,
regular children.
absolutely. No, my dad now,
Yeah.
he calls the kids, comes and sees the kids, wants to give all these amazing gifts on birthdays and Christmas and stuff, and I'm like, damn, who's this guy? Like, I know
Yeah.
I don't remember none of this when I was growing up, but
Yeah. So as we talked last time, I remember you uh you're telling me that he's kind of like the reason you became a Dolphin fan, right?
absolutely. My dad, Cuban, born and raised in Cuba, got left Cuba. First landing spot was Miami, and it was just bred in the household. No matter who came over, if you were coming to visit, not even part of the family, especially on Sundays, you were going to be a Dolphin fan, and everybody growing up in the house had to be Dolphin fans. So that goes for me, my mom, cousins, whoever it was. It was Dolphins all the way. So
That's
it
what's
just
up, man. But
runs through the blood.
I have a question. How did you become a a fan of the Buffalo Bills of baseball, the Rays?
Well, Shake, that's the first low blow of the night. So appreciate that. Nah, bro. So moving down here, I could never, Buccaneer wise, I live out down here in
Shout out to Mo
Tampa.
Sauces. What's going on?
Oh, shout out Mo. Yeah,
Cap for
coming down
life.
here to Tampa, I see
Yeah.
Cap as well. Shout out to Cap. Probably, being a Dolphin fan, I would never switch out, but I kind of adapted, the hockey team, the Tampa Bay Lightning down here. I rock with them, been to
Yeah.
multiple games. And then the Tampa Bay Rays, bro. I I I guess I do it more because my dad is a big Yankee fan.
Yeah.
So anytime the Yankees come down here, since they play in the same division, me and my dad will go out to a couple games because to watch his favorite team. And I think it just started with that. I'm not the biggest baseball fan, but
Yeah,
you
me
know,
too.
since he was a Yankee fan and we same division, I figured, what, let me just be a Tampa Bay Ray fan. But you know, hey man,
Yeah.
they've been to the playoffs the last 5 seasons, Shake. So got to give them credit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I rooted for the Yankees only for one time. And that was when El Duque was on the pitcher squad.
I remember, yeah, absolutely. What was that? That was in the '90s, right?
Yeah,
Late
'96.
'90s.
After
Yeah,
yeah, he won his right after Levon Hernandez.
yeah, yep, absolutely. Mm, El Duque, man, that's a name.
Yeah, yeah. What's funny was I was a big listener of Howard Stern, whatever, and they were saying that he brought his wife over, the mother in law, and the dog and all that shit. And as soon as she came over, she left his ass.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think I did hear that story. That's crazy, man. You do all that stuff to bring them over, and then as soon as they touch down, you get, all your trouble and hard work goes out the window for no reason. So, yes,
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, man. Hey, man, like I said, make sure y'all hitting that like button. We got some people watching on Twitter. We got people watching on YouTube. Make sure you hit the like button. So let me some questions that put you on the spot. So if let's say Miami was to go to anywhere and become Austin, Texas, or Georgia, Texas. I mean Dolphins, whatever. Would you still be a fan of the franchise?
Nah, I don't think I could do it, Shay. It's been embedded in me, the Miami Dolphins. I'm always, even if they left and they were something else, you know, maybe follow some of the players. Maybe again, if it like happened tomorrow, let's say, of course I would still follow some of the players and stuff. But nah, bro. For me, it's always going to be the Miami Dolphins. Miami is the first thing before you hear Dolphins, you hear Miami. And growing up there for the first, 15 and a half, almost 16 years of my life, I'm a Florida boy. I'm a Miami boy. It has to be the Miami Dolphins. So hopefully that answered the question, bro. I don't think so. Well, and again, I know you're the interviewer, but Shake, would you? Let me throw the question back at you. If you woke up and it was the Austin Dolphins, would you be a Dolphin fan?
No, to be honest with you, no. I said this before. Look, I root for everything Miami except for the the Canes. I'm a Florida fan, and that's Florida. So at least I'm representing the state of Florida. People got to realize it's not the Gainesville Gators; it's the Florida Gators. You know what I mean? So I represent everything. You got the Florida Panthers. You got Florida Panthers. You know what I mean? So I'll definitely, yeah. I'll with you there. Actually, you know what? I'd probably be a Buccaneers fan or a Jaguars fan, whatever.
I know that's crazy. That's the thing. Like, I couldn't be a Dolphin fan no more. I wonder who I would gravitate to. I don't know. I think being down here in Tampa for so long, bro, I don't think having, some buddies down here that I became close with over the years,
Yeah,
that they're all big Bucks fans and stuff. I don't think I could do it.
yeah.
I've
See,
never
what I
got
would do
into
is
it.
I'll be a Bucks fan, but as soon as Miami gets another franchise again, I'm like, okay, see, I'm going back here. I'm going back to Miami.
Absolutely. Right. For sure.
It'll be a different because at the end of the day, look, Miami is too huge of a market not to have a franchise, at least in the state of Florida. Especially, I think, in my opinion, Miami is bigger than Jacksonville and Tampa Bay combined. Let's be honest.
Oh, 1,000%. I would agree. I would
So,
definitely agree.
not to
Miami's
mention,
definitely the place to be, bro.
yeah. Not to mention, I think one of the reasons why we never left the AFC East was because we had too many New Yorkers living in Florida, and those are guaranteed ticket sales. The
You know
Jets and
what?
Buffalo,
I never
New
thought of
England.
it like that, Shake. But that's a very good point. There's so many snowbirds that come down from New York and you know just that region of the country. That's a very good point. Now, I would disagree with it though. I really wish we would have made that move instead of Indianapolis going to the South.
Yeah,
What we've known of that division. I wish that would have been us, but it is what it is. We play in that East, and we just got to overcome the bully. You know,
yeah. And think about this. Look at the Carolina game. Not too many Panthers fans. Look at the Atlanta game. Look at the when Atlanta's here, or when any or any of our Tennessee wasn't. I don't think there was too many Tennessee fans here. Were you at the game, right? The Tennessee game?
yeah, I was there. Nah, it
Did you
was
see any
mostly
Titans fans?
nah, it was mostly Dolphin fans in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, you know what I mean. I guarantee you there was probably more Bills fans than the last two games the Dolphins hosted Carolina. I mean, not Carolina, but the Titans combined. You know what I mean?
absolutely. Yeah, I was at the Giant game as well this year when we played the Giants, and there wasn't that many Giant fans there neither. There was a
Yeah.
lot of Dolphin fans in the building. So, hey man,
Oh man.
when you put a good product on the field, Dolphin fans will show up. I know there's a bad stigma for all Miami sports teams, like, the baseball team, the Marlins have trouble. Miami, you listen to some of the stories with the Miami Heat, how the game will start and the stadium will be half empty and stuff. There's just so much shit going on in Miami that, it happens, bro. But if you put a good product on the field, the people in Miami definitely will show up for sure.
I remember because I was living in Miami at the time. The year before we drafted Dwayne Wade, you're gonna give away Heat tickets. You're gonna give them away.
Yeah,
So
I remember.
You had
Ronnie Cycli and the boys, right? Wasn't
Huh?
Ronnie Cycli the center? I think.
No.
Ronnie
That was
Cycli and the boys.
I'm talking about before Dwayne Wade. The year we drafted Dwayne Wade.
Damn, Ronnie Cycli played with Dwayne Wade.
No. Ronnie Cycli was one of the originals. He was the original. Ronnie Cycli was the center when the Dolphins. I mean, not Dolphins. When the Heat first became a franchise.
Yeah.
He was the very first center of the Heat. So Ronnie Cycli, he never played with. He played with Glenn Rice, and Glenn Rice and who's the other guy I liked. But anyway, Glenn Rice was is always gonna be my favorite Heat player of all time. So unfortunately, we traded him to get Alonzo Mourning.
Hey, I think that was a good move, man. I was just about to say my favorite Miami Heat player would definitely be Tim Hardaway because he looks just like Crypto.
Yeah, he does. I always told him that. But yeah, man. And one thing definitely about here we go. Speaking of which,
there it is, man. That was a great time, man. That was definitely a great time.
Shout out to Vince, man. He I like that cigar you were smoking. He helped me open one too.
Yeah, shout out to Vince, man. Listen, Vince is a guy that you're never gonna see up on a panel, right? But he's always listening. No matter what show it is, no matter what platform it is, I'm pretty sure Vince is listening to this right now. So shout out to Vince, man. That's a good dude. When you talk about good people in the community, and especially, doing this now, Shake, and, meeting Crypto, meeting guys like Vince, bro, there's some real good dudes in this community, man. So, ever since I met him, he didn't know me from a can of paint. And since day one, bro, that man's been good to me. So shout out to Vince and shout out to Batman for actually introducing me to Vince.
Yeah, hey, shout out for Batman for selling me the tickets and the parking pass. So, yeah, man, we met up. I was rooming with Crypto that night. And hold on one second.
Uh-oh. No, it's just me up here. What's going on, everybody? I see everybody in the chat. Hey, do Shake Money a favor. And Larry K in this great platform. Hit the like button and subscribe if you're new, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, my cat was driving me crazy. I was almost about to adopt him to the Chinese restaurant down the street.
Oh, shit.
Anyway, so yeah, man, that was a good game. I love the tailgate. I know you were at Club Live that day.
Yeah,
how was that Club Live?
Shout out to Vince, man. He got me up in there. Him and Batman had season tickets this past season in the club level with Club Live access. Bro, it was off the chain, Shake. It was, free. Well, there were certain free perks. Let's just say that. La mujer estaba afuera.
Yeah.
And it was just a good time, bro. That Club Live, it definitely gets lit. Even during the game, walking inside or whatever, bro. There was people dancing. There's a live DJ even during the game. So, people are just partying and having a good time. And it was crazy. It was definitely a good experience, though.
What games did you go to this year?
So I went to Giants, Tennessee, Buffalo. Was there one more? And no, I think I was supposed to go to one more, and I couldn't.
I think it was Carolina, right? Because that's the one me and Crypto went to.
It was Carolina. I was supposed to go, and I don't think I could make it. I think I ended up giving my ticket to one of my cousins that live out there. think that's what it was. I think it was the Carolina game. Bro, it's just tough, bro. Waking up in the morning because I want to go out there and tailgate. So leaving my house around, 3:45, 4 in the morning to get out to Miami around like 8, and then drinking from the time I go out there to the time I leave there. And even Shake, you seen it after the game, bro. We'll sit outside of the tailgate for like another hour outside the stadium, still drinking and talking and bullshitting, and then to have that 4-hour drive back, bro. It's
Oh yeah.
it's
I'll
killer,
never forget.
bro.
After the game, we went to La Carreta.
Absolutely right.
Had me
Yeah.
a nice little steak and rice.
Yeah, crypto always gives me a hard time for me eating a Cuban sandwich, bro. But I couldn't sit down and have a big meal. I would have never made it home. I would have fell asleep somewhere in the Everglades somewhere.
Yeah. But all right. So let me ask you. Speaking of last year, what grade would you give the team for last year performance?
Oh man, Shake with the hard hitting questions putting me on the spot. Man, the overall grade for the entire season, B-, C+, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think injuries derailed our season. I hear a lot of people say that, we should have won at least a playoff game. And I think the expectations for all of us were AFC championship games. So I think it's kind of crazy when we just say now in hindsight, well, it should have been just a playoff game. I don't agree with that. I think the injuries kind of derailed the season, not to maybe getting to the AFC championship game or Super Bowl or nothing like that. And there are certain games when I look back during the season, those injuries didn't cost us the game, right? I still think you could have made plays, but I think we would have had a better chance without some of the injuries. So listen, B-, high C+, I'll give them credit. We haven't won, I believe, 11 games since the year 2016 when we made the playoffs. Was that 11 games?
Which one?
2016 when we made the playoffs.
We won. We were 10-6.
So 10-6. So listen, we haven't won 11 games since I believe Chad Pennington, the year 2008 when we won the division. Yep. So you got to give them credit there. They got over a hump. They got double-digit plus wins. So that was good. It is what it is. I don't want to go too high. I just don't want to go too high neither. So I would say, depending how you grade, B-, C+, keep it somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. At the end of the day, look, I told people this all the time. You look at Matthew Stafford, Carson Palmer was also a great quarterback, but they didn't have playoff wins. And I think people got to realize that it's an organizational thing. You know what I mean? When Tua got here, he didn't he didn't come to a franchise that was constantly in the playoffs, and year in and year out. You know what I mean? For the last 5 years prior to two, we were wanting to make the playoffs on a regular basis. That was the man. At least let's make the at least now. It's snowballing. Now we want a playoff win. Look at the Cincinnati Bengals, right? When they finally broke their playoff drought, they went all the way to the Super Bowl. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I think we're heading in the right direction. But at the end of the day, to think that an organization with 20 years of plus of dysfunction to wake up and think it's going to happen overnight, you got news for you.
Yeah, listen, we live in a society now, Shake, that everything has to be microwaved, right? You can't throw nothing in the oven no more. Set the preheat to 350, have it sitting in there for 6, 7, 8 hours. You can't have that anymore. Everything has to be right here, right now. I want it now. And I'm the same way. Listen, I'm thirsty. I'm hungry for this team to ultimately win Super Bowls, right? Like, A
Yeah.
playoff win is not going to do nothing for me. So, it is what it is. But I'm with you, Shake. I do think Miami is on the right track. If you ask me, do I want to be a team that is winning 10, 11 games a season, or a team that is winning 4 or 5 games a season? I would take the 10 to 11, right? And that's what we've done the last 2 seasons.
Hey, shout out to my
So,
man Chef Drew.
absolutely. And you want to talk about another good guy in the community, Shake?
Oh yeah.
That was Chef Jew, man.
What's going
Again,
on, Chef?
another guy I've met, had the privilege of meeting at the tailgates, and ever
Had
since
his
day one.
cupcakes, delicious.
Hey, man, listen, his cupcakes are to die for. But just another guy, bro. Didn't know me from a can of paint, and welcomed me with open arms. And shout out to him. Actually, I think, was that the game me and you were at, Shake, where I think we met his father, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. So shout out to Papa Jew as well.
So, all right, we have two categories. We have a MVP for offense and a participation trophy. That means they didn't do nothing but just participate. Okay, offense and defense. Who would they be?
Ooh. So the MVP of the offense, in my opinion, in 2023 is Raheem Mostert.
Okay,
I think you could argue he was a guy,
Scott Jackson. What's going on?
oh, one of my haters is in here. Nah, shout out to Scott Jackson. Yeah, I would say Raheem Mostert, 21 touchdowns, right? I think he was held out one game this season, maybe 2 or whatever, but for the most part, he was there every week. Model of consistency, first 1,000-yard season of his career. I would say he was the MVP for me of the season. And then participation trophy on offense. Ooh. How many awards do you have?
Just
We
one.
might
One on offense, one on defense.
Oh, man. Participation, I would say Robbie Chosen Anderson, because I
Okay.
would have said Chase Claypool, but he got here a lot later than Chosen Anderson. So, yeah, I would say Raheem Mostert for me is the MVP of offense on the offensive side. And then whoever gets, the participation trophy goes to Robbie Chosen Anderson.
Okay, and how about defense? Christian Wilkins and no, I know Holland. You want Holland, right? No.
Yeah. Those two, they were the first 2 guys off the board. No, I would say on defense, Bradley Chubb, man. Again, we wanted him to come in here. Expectations was when we first got him, he needs to be a double-digit guy. He didn't meet that goal his first season, but second season, full first season with the team, full off season, knows everything in the building, knows all the guys and stuff. He comes out before the injury. I think he had 12 and a half sacks, if I'm not mistaken. So he was well on his way to maybe 14 to 15. I would say that would be my MVP, would be Bradley Chubb. And then the participation trophy on defense. Ooh. Eli Apple.
Yeah, listen, I guarantee you. I'm gonna take a note. I guarantee you. I would say 85% of the guests on this podcast, maybe even more, are gonna pick. It'll probably be. I think it's gonna be unanimous consensus that Eli Apple was the participation trophy winner. So far, it's
Yeah,
2 for
bro.
2.
Yeah, so my guy would be Eli in that. Again, I'm not trying to take a shot at him or nothing. It just,
Yeah.
it is what it is, bro. He contributed, and that's all we could ask for right now.
Mhm.
Could we have wanted better play? Cool, but again, he was there when we needed him. At least he was a body on the field. But did he do much? No. So that's why he gets the participation trophy. But
And let me ask you a question. Now I'm putting you on the spot again. Christian Wilkins betted on himself, right?
right,
And one of the theories I put out there is one of the reasons I think he betted on himself was the addition of Vic Fangio. He knows that, hey, this guy is a seasoned defensive coordinator. I'm in good hands with him. My numbers are gonna go up, and that's why I think he was willing to bet on himself, because he knew what kind of defensive coordinator he was gonna get when the season started.
Man, I would agree. I think Vic Fangio's scheme did work wonders for Christian Wilkins. Now,
But hold on, real quick. You notice that his sack numbers started getting up because it was very low. But the second that Jalen Ramsey got back and they were able to get a lot of coverage sacks, there was good coverage. That's when the sack numbers started going up.
oh, absolutely, 1,000%. I just think in the Vic Fangio scheme, it allows him to, or as I would say, interior guys, because Zach Seiler the same way. It just allows them more freedom in the defense, right? Under Boyer, under Brian Flores, I think Christian Wilkins was asked to play a role, right? To be a stuffer in the run game, to just basically a gap filler. And I think he had more freedom under Vic Fangio. So to your point, he bet on himself. He won. I would say he won, right? Getting a contract of $27.5 million per season. But now, if you ask me, even with the season that he had, do I believe he's worth that money? I would say no. Now, congratulations to him for going to get it, but I am happy that Miami. I'm not happy how the situation ended. I think we probably could have got maybe a little bit more for him if we would have tried to explore like trade opportunities. But in the same token, I am glad that Miami didn't give him $27.5 million a year, because I don't believe he is worth that.
No, I agree. Agreed there. So and what was your, I would say, what was your favorite move of the offseason, and what was your not so favorite move in the offseason?
I losing Robert Hunt. I'll start with the second part of the question first. Losing Robert Hunt, I definitely didn't want to do now. Again, if I'm going to keep the same energy, I definitely don't think Robert Hunt is a $20 million right guard.
Yeah.
But, again, happy for him and Christian to go get that money. But that would be the move for me that I kind of didn't want to happen. So Robert Hunt would be my answer there. And then the move that I like the most, listen, I like a lot of the moves actually.
Yeah.
But I guess my favorite would be Jordan Brooks, the linebacker we got from Seattle. I just think you look at his age, look at the production. I think he had over 150 plus tackles last season for Seattle. And he's an absolute dog, bro. He is a dog in every sense of the word. And
Yeah.
Shake, in private conversations we've had and on panel shows like this one and on TFTG, I do think there's a mindset problem in Miami, right? Where, certain people get upset when I use the word soft or weak-minded. We'll use emotional, right? Whatever it is,
Yeah.
there's just a mindset in the building, which I think if you look at some of the guys Miami has brought in this offseason, they come with a different mindset. So that's why I kind of like, for the majority, a lot of the moves that we've made this offseason. But Jordan Brooks, for me, would definitely be my favorite if I had to pick.
Yeah. So what do you think of the two offensive lines that we got recently?
Well, we brought back Isaiah Wynn. I like that move. He was a first round pick out of New England. He's productive, bro, when he's on the field, right? Even last year when he played for us, he's productive. He just has injury concerns, and it just seems like Chris Greer and the Miami Dolphins like taking chances on those kind of guys. So I think bringing, Isaiah Wynn back, that's a win, bro. You know what I'm saying? No pun intended, but
Yeah.
that's a win, right? Like it's a good player, high risk, or how do you say it? Low risk, high reward. I
Yeah.
think that's how you say it. So, yeah, bro, you're not breaking the bank for him. You could probably plug and play if he's healthy. You could pencil him in as one of the guard positions week 1. And then, the guy from Philly, Driscoll, I think it's Jack Driscoll, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken.
Not Neil Driscoll, right? Driscoll.
Not. Hey, shout out to Neil, man. Shout out to Neil. We got to see if we can get Neil around to talk a little WrestleMania with us. But
Hell yeah.
yeah, Driscoll. You look at him, rotational guy in Philadelphia, but he fits the scheme, right? What we want to do, kind of get our offensive linemen in space. I think he does that really, really well from a little tape that I've seen of him. Athletic guy. I don't know how much, and again, I don't want to take credit for this take. I was having a conversation earlier with another individual that probably knows a little bit more about Driscoll than I do.
Mm-hmm.
And, again, his words, not mine. Scheme fit in what we're trying to do, but lacks in like the power department.
Is it
right?
the legend from Texas?
Oh, listen, I don't even know who that is. You got to put a name on that. I have no idea who that is.
All right.
Yeah. Listen, I all I know about some so-called legend, right? He was supposed to make an appearance, I don't know where or whatever, and then the better half ended up showing up.
That's what's up.
So, it is what it is, man. But shout out to the so-called legend, whoever that is.
Ah, man. Hope he's listening. All right. Check it out. Before we get to the end of the, I almost forgot. Listen, I know you know how to cook a lechon. You know how to cook pork.
Absolutely.
You're a good grill master. Now, game day. What's your if you're at home cooking game day, you're at home, whatever. What do you have any game day foods that you have?
Man, game day food. It all depends. What I'm in the mood for. We'll go get a little slab of ribs or something. Maybe throw that on the grill. Hamburgers and hot dogs for the kiddos, and or even ordering out. I'll go and order 50 wings from Hooters and a couple basket of fries and maybe some shrimp or something like that. And it all depends. I don't think I stick to just a one routine or my favorite meal here or there. It's whatever I'm in the mood for in that day, I guess. But it's definitely going to be on the grill. If I'm at home watching the game, we'll be grilling something for sure. And then whatever the kiddos want.
Right, here we go. All right, God willing, we're in the Super Bowl. What are you making in the Super? And you're having a Super Bowl party. What are you gonna do something special or just like a regular game day?
Well, no. Let me be clear. Whatever I'll be cooking, it would be at the actual location, because I would, if I have a breath in my body, I will be at that game.
Yeah.
I'm not going to promise I will be inside of the game, right? Because those tickets are definitely pricey, but I will be at the location. But if I was at the house having a big Super Bowl party, I think you can never go wrong with a pig, right? Like I would get, a pig, roast that up, and obviously have some finger foods here and there, but have some rice, have some pork, and get it in.
Yeah, man, because and of course you're gonna be you'll be I know you'll be wearing your cooking folk apron. I don't have
never leave home without it, Shake.
By the way, I heard this news. Did not. I was disappointed with that.
Yeah, this was, I guess, my takes with Christian Wilkins. Some of our guys on Twitter said since I wasn't willing to re-sign Christian Wilkins, they weren't going to re-sign me to an extension. So, but they don't know, Shake. Listen, they'll have to kill me to get me out of this fan base. I'll never leave.
Hell yeah. Speaking of which, so how did you come about that cooking folk apron? Which I gotta look see if I can find it real quick.
Man, it was just an idea. We shout out to the boys at the gate. They provide a service that I think is unmatched in the community, right? Like there's a lot of guys that break down film. There's a lot of guys that give you all the stats and metrics. I think what's special about the Fins Tailgate is that you can go over there and express yourself in any way, shape, fashion, however you want to do it. They allow you to do it. That's what made me gravitate over there. And just once they came up with the idea of getting the website going and having merch and bios of the guys and different ideas. Shake, I do a lot of cooking when I'm on these panels, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it would only be fit if, we were spitballing ideas and t-shirts and hats and all this other shit. And I was like, man, a apron would be good. And, since the general word of in a debate show when you're lighting somebody's ass on fire is you're cooking, I figured why not go with a cooking folk apron, and shout out to Cap and HB that made that happen. And so far so good, man. There's a couple people within the community I know that got them. I got mine, and hopefully we can sell a little bit more of the cooking folk apron and all the other stuff. I know you got a shirt coming out or getting ready to come out, Shake.
Yeah.
And all the other stuff, man. Colors, coffee mugs, the sandals, the hats. There's a lot of great stuff over there. So for the people listening, if you didn't know, go check out the Fins Tailgate website. I believe it's the Fins Tailgate Network, if I'm not mistaken. And you can catch all the merch and stuff over there, man. So, but that's where it came up, just spitballing ideas.
I'm trying to find you on Twitter. I can't for some reason. Are you on Twitter?
Yeah. Unless they blocked me, they took me off.
Because usually I see some, like you'll send me the Lewis, no. Am I tripping here?
Oh, the tag is at come get someone, all one word.
Okay. Here it is. Here it is.
I had to create that because my original one,
Yeah.
people reported me. So
yeah, actually, I put "come get some" and it took me to a porn website.
Hey, you never know where you catch me, Shake. You know what I'm saying?
So, all right, man. Before we wrap this up, now for the final question of the day, who is your Miami Dolphins Mount Rushmore?
Man, Mount Rushmore for the Miami Dolphins. Oof. Listen, I got to go with the orchestrator, right? Don Shula. The guy is an absolute legend in the community. He's definitely gonna, still with the most wins ever after being retired. Almost 20 plus years now.
Mm-hmm.
Still the most wins. That just shows the impact that he had not only in Miami but in the NFL in general. So, Don Shula, Dan Marino, obviously greatest quarterback my eyes have ever laid eyes on. So, Dan Marino would be on that list.
We already know Crypto Devontae Parker is going to be on that list.
Oh yeah, that should be Crypto's number one guy is Devontae.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Richmond Webb, the guy that protected Dan Marino, right?
Okay.
A guy that still has a tremendous impact in the community, does shows and he was on there with you, Shake. You got him on, so just a real good dude. I would throw Richmond on there. Man, who's the last? 4. Mount Rushmore, you only get 4. Man, oof. Listen,
Javon Holland, I know it.
Nah, bro. I'm gonna give it to a guy.
You're gonna put Javon Holland and then right next to it, you gotta put him at the end, and at the end he's gonna have his cat, the bald cat.
Yeah, the bald cat. The bald cat will definitely make an appearance. Nah, listen, give me Zach Thomas.
Zach
Right,
Thomas.
I would throw Zach out there. And again, I'm not going to go back to the '70s. It's a generation. I love the '70 Dolphin teams, but a little bit outside of my generation.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would probably be my four. I'm going to go Shula, Marino, Webb, and Zach Thomas to round it off. Man, I think when I think about Mount Rushmore's players, coaches, and stuff, I know Richmond still hasn't gotten into the Hall of Fame. We need to do a better job of trying to get him in there. But I got 3 out of 4 guys that are in the Hall of Fame and just impact players, right? I think a guy like Zach Thomas I could relate to. 5th round pick, had a guy that was supposed to be a starter in front of him. Jimmy Johnson takes a chance on the kid, and he comes out day one and starts taking this team over, right, from OTA's training camp, and obviously becomes the starter, and the rest is history. Worked his way all the way to the Hall of Fame. I can respect a guy like that. Nothing was given to him; it was strictly earned. So,
all right,
that would
by the way,
be my Mount Rushmore.
I forgot to ask you a question. I'm doing a little slipping here, but it's all good. One last question. This will be the last one. The Mount Rushmore, but I forgot to ask you this. All right, next year's team. I'm gonna shout out 4 duos. You can only have one. I had to take Marino out of the equation because I know everybody will pick Marino. So you know what I'm saying. So he's out of it. I had to take him out of the equation. So let's start off with, you have Ricky and Ronnie, Murky and Morris, and Jim Kick. No, Murky and Morris and Zonka. Okay, you have, and then on defense, you got the Marx brothers, right? And then you have Sam Madison, Patrick Surtain, or the last one, Zach Thomas and Jason Taylor. You could have any one of those 5 duos to put into next year's team. Which duo would it be?
Hey, Zach Thomas and Jason Taylor, 1,000%. 1,000%. It's not even a hesitation. There's not even a question in my eyes. We're getting 2 Hall of Famers, right? Like, Zach Thomas is going to man the middle. You know what you're going to get from them. And then Jason Taylor, bro, what can you say? The man was, 6'6", 6'7", slim.
Would you put him next on the opposite side of Phillip or Chubbs?
I would like to see JT with Jalen Phillips. I think that would be a dynamic pairing. But yeah, bro, the question is simple for me. Give me Zach Thomas and JT. That's for sure.
That's what's up. Yeah, Scott Jackson, I agree. Tim Bowens and Darryl Gardner. I'll add that to my list. As a matter of fact, I'll probably take out Jim Morris, Jim Kick, and Larry Zonka.
Man, I thought you were going to give me Tua and Tyreek Shake to piss Scott Jackson off before we got out of here. I was going to say Tua, give me Tua.
No, actually, I was going to say Devontae Parker and Xavier Howard for crypto.
Oh, yeah. We need those guys back for sure.
Those are the guys crypto wants. He definitely wants Devontae Parker back.
How about Mike Gesicki as an honorable mention? We could bring him back too.
They're gonna get me for hell yeah. Appreciate you. What's going on, AB? Oh man. But yeah, this is my in the blender attire, So, and before you go, how's your son doing with the recruiting? He's going to Mississippi State, right?
No, he ended up going to Louisville. So he's going to be a Cardinal.
That's right, Louisville. It's somewhere in the South.
Yep. He's going to the ACC.
Hey, by the way, Louisville.
Going to be at Louisville.
That's where that's Devontae Parker's alma mater.
The home of Devontae Parker, Shake. The home of Devontae. That actually, supposedly, when my son goes out there, he was told it's the house that Devontae Parker built.
Hell yeah!
Supposedly.
Hey, listen, do me a favor when you get there, because when homecomings and alumni days, Devontae Parker is going to be there. Make sure you get his autograph and send it to Crypto.
Oh, 1,000%, Shake. That is definitely on the bucket list. I'm gonna make that happen. I'm gonna take a big. Actually, what I might do, I might have Devontae Parker
Jake, you're
hold
making
me
me
up.
queasy.
Yeah, Devontae. I might send Crypto a picture where Devontae Parker's holding me up. Like, put me on his shoulders, and we'll both throw up the number ones.
Hell yeah. You down with DVP? Yeah, you know me. You down with DVP? Yeah, you know me.
There it
Oh
is.
man.
Sam Madison was a Cardinal.
Oh,
Lamar
nice.
Jackson. Lamar
Yeah,
Jackson
Lamar
was a
Jackson.
Cardinal. Yeah, absolutely. Some good talent has came out of Louisville, man. So
Yeah. Not
listen,
to mention, the best thing that comes out of Louisville? Bourbon.
what's that?
Bourbon.
Good bourbon out there. Absolutely, Shane. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm just proud of him. He's
Yeah, for
worked
sure.
hard to get to this point, and now, I've done my job as a father, getting him to where, as a man, he's leaving the nest and gonna go fend for himself in the real world. So just proud of him, and we'll see where it goes. I think they might redshirt him his freshman year because in the NCAA now, you can, if you play less than 200 snaps in your freshman season, they can redshirt you. And having some conversations with some of the coaching staff, he's gonna play. We got to see where he fits in, and we got to get him in on the weight system and whatever plans they have for him, and get him acclimated. But again, just super proud of him as a father. And I appreciate you even bringing him up, Shake. That it
Yeah,
means
for
a lot.
sure, man. Hey, man. Hey, listen. I mean, I don't have any kids that I know of. But I think that every job of a father is to make sure that their son precedes them and so forth and so forth. You know what I'm saying? I think you're doing a great job.
Absolutely, bro. Listen, quick little story about him, right? He's always
Yeah.
had aspirations ever since he's, started playing football in the Pop Warner levels and stuff. His dream is to play in the NFL. And like I've always told him from the jump, me as a father, this is my ultimate goal right here. Because like I tell him all the time, bro, you're going to college to get a free education because you got a full ride, right?
Yeah.
To play a game that you love, bro, and you get an education out of it. For me, I've done my job, right? Now what he goes and takes this opportunity and he needs to run with it, that's on him. But like I tell him all the time, bro, if you go to the league one day, it's an absolute blessing. Like the cake is already made. That would just be the cherry on top that goes on top of the cake, the icing, right? But as a father, just from my perspective, just knowing that, he's a good student in the classroom, gets good grades, and, getting this opportunity again to just play a game that you love
Yeah.
and get an education, bro, there's nothing better than that. At least for me,
Oh
if the
yeah.
NFL comes, it comes. But as of right now, we're in a good spot. So,
Oh yeah. So before we close this up, any final thoughts, man?
Shake, I appreciate it. Always, anytime you said it in your opening little monologue, but anything you put your name attached to, Shake, anytime you need me or
Same
whatever,
here.
or you request me, I will be here. If not, I will be in the chat, liking and subscribing to anything you do, bro. I think from where you started, and again, I've told you this behind, but now to make
Yeah.
it in public, bro, from where you started to where you are now, it's tremendous for a person like me to see. Because again, I've told you this, Shake, you're one of the guys that, we always give the guys like this so-called legend, right, all this credit for being one of the main guys. I remember when I used to be one of those chat warriors, not even in the chat, I used to be scared to kind of like go up or say anything. And I used to see you always around. So for me, you're a day one guy. You're an OG in this community, and to see you from where you started to where you are now, bro.
Yep.
You know, you're
Thank
just
you.
a man. So again, bro, Shake, just thank you for the opportunity. Shout out to everybody for
Marino's
listening. And Marino's Goat is another one. But it's not about Marino's Goat right now. God damn it. It's about Shake Money.
Appreciate you, man. And make
Bro,
sure you,
always.
hey, listen, man, I got 100 people watching, 88 on Twitter. I mean, I appreciate y'all. Make sure you come over to the YouTube side if you can. Subscribe, hit the like button. Thank you guys for listening, watching. And yeah, man. Just hang out backstage for a little bit, all right? If you don't mind.
I got you.
So, hey, man, as we sign off, next Thursday, I said Mr. Polk hopefully will be one guest, and I have another guest. We'll see when it comes close to the Thursday. So, for me, thank you, Lewis, and on behalf of Larry K, man, thank you for watching, and y'all be easy, bro. Let's do it.
I know you heard me on the radio flexing. She loved the sound of my voice, it's the best thing. Daydreaming of the jazz all day. Pick up the phone late night with Larry K. I know you heard me on the radio flexing. She loved the sound of my voice, it's the best thing. Daydreaming of the jazz all day. Pick up the phone late night with Larry K.